Thank you for coming for this section. My name is Elfrida Kevin Alerichi. I'm the founder of Jonatech. At Jonatech, we train people around AI technology and various AI tools that they could use, including ethical use of AI and the governance aspect too. We work with experts, including cybersecurity experts, to come in and train our participants for our programs. So today I'll be talking about building inclusive AI solutions for marginalized communities. When we talk about marginalized communities, who are these communities? Marginalized communities include people who are with special needs. So including them in our AI tools will also help them get the best out of the AI solutions. People in remote areas too are people that are part of the marginalized communities. Now let's talk about inclusive AI solutions. When we hear the word inclusive AI solution, what does that mean for us? So for us at Jonatech, we see inclusive AI solution as a system or tools designed to be accessible and beneficial to everyone, ensuring usability across diverse backgrounds, languages, abilities, economic status, by supporting multiple languages. But sadly enough, what we have seen in today's AI technology, not all the languages are actually supported, and that is what when we talk about inclusive solution, bringing all these things put together for people, for everyone to have access to these tools. Before the emergence or the evolution of AI, we all know that AI has been existing before now, but today, people like me or some of us here who are not techies can now use AI to do simple tasks in our various world. I know that AI has helped in the health sector. I have knowledge. I've also done some courses around machine learning. I've seen how AI can help or has been helping doctors in detecting any illnesses on patients. And also for students too, recently we trained educators across, including from the UK, US, Nigeria, Kenya, from 30 educators across 27 countries, and we've seen how AI has helped. We also taught them how AI can help them. We've seen on the news, we've seen how farmers are also, people who are educated farmers too, are using AI technology to also understand the weather pattern. So no doubt it is actually helping them. That is, even students are using AI. Eventually, most sectors are not using AI, and that's how important it is. But what are the challenges that we've seen in communities? So one of the challenges we have seen in using AI technology is internet limitation. Now, poor connectivity has prevented so many people in the global south not to use AI technology. That is why we talk about the offline tools. We are advocating for offline tools. In the UK or in the Western country is better. Internet is better. We can have internet in most of the areas we go to, even in the villages. But then in places, for instance, like Africa, give an instance, in Asian countries, where there is poor internet. Even when you're in the city, this is not about people living in the village, in rural areas or outreach communities. Where you are in the cities, there are issues that comes around internet, poor connectivity, you don't have access. So if you're in a haste to do something for your company or want to present, want to do anything, when there is internet issues, you can't have access. And one of the things we are also seeing is language barriers. So many languages are not there in the AI solutions. For instance, I'm from Nigeria, so if you look at most of the sorry. If you see the three languages, sorry for my cough, if you see the three languages on ChatGPT or Gemini or any AI solution I've seen so far, I don't speak them. I spent like 32 years in Nigeria. My first 32 years, I spent it in Nigeria. I don't speak any of those languages. So you could imagine if me, who have spent 32 years in Nigeria, don't speak the three major language that is mostly, that we've seen, which is the Hausa, the Yoruba, the Igbo, which we've seen in most AI solutions. You could imagine the millions of people, and there are thousands of millions of people that don't speak this language. Yet they need these AI tools. Yet these tools don't even have the language, the local language that people are using. And another thing we have seen so far is lack of training and awareness. Many people or many users that have, some of them have the internet, some of them also have the language, but they don't know how to use this AI technology. And it has been a challenge. When we train our first journalists, at first I was thinking the people I'm inviting, they already, the people who already had in mind, they already know AI. We didn't invite them. We invited a different set of people. But shockingly enough, the email we received like, oh, you will have invited me, I don't know anything about AI. And the feedback we got after training journalists, we now knew that, yes, there are a lot of issues around training and awareness, creating awareness. AI, like DeepSeek has come out today. We did a short blog around DeepSeek, a basic prompt that can be used on DeepSeek to get certainty and to know what DeepSeek can use. But there are people who still don't understand or know how to go around it. Yeah. So another thing we have seen is high cost. Like ChatGPT recently, yesterday, they charged us £24, something like that. £24 or USD. I forgot what they charge. Yeah. And this is a high cost. So this cost is something that people from the global south who have low, that they are, what do they call it? Their currency is very low. It's a big money. £24 might be small for us in the Western countries, but in people in the global south, it's actually a big money. Most of them will not afford it. Like most of them, you'll be shocked to know that this £24 is their, if you put it together in their local currency, it happens to be, sometimes they're 2 months' salary. Sometimes they're 1 month salary. It's shocking, but that is the issue. That is why most of them can't even use these tools we talked about. And now, when we talk about inclusion, why does it matter? So in our previous slide, we mentioned language barrier, we mentioned high cost, we mentioned poor internet. And when all these things are put together, it will make them not to have access to use the AI for their own work. And then, why inclusion matter? Why we need to put all this in consideration to bring them or to give them the platform or to give them, to ensure that they have access or their needs are met, is that if we give them this solution that inclusive reduction of prices, offline tools, and etc., like what I've mentioned, you find out that it also helps them to assess the basic needs that they need, such as maybe they want to do basic checking of weather, they want to, a farmer wants to check whether what is happening around a particular product they want to buy, the farm products or the crops or whatever thing, they can also have access to it. And now, when we exclude them or not put them into consideration, it becomes a problem for them. They will not have these tools, and it also affects the economic aspect of it. So it also, inclusion can also help bridge the gaps and drive innovation. Many people in the global south, people in young people, they have knowledge to use AI tools or AI systems, also support AI systems with that knowledge, but they don't have the internet, the power supply to use. But when we put all these things together by giving them offline tools, it helps them to understand or to be part of the AI benefiting from AI. So, and now talking about Jonatech, so putting all the challenges we have seen, how are we bridging this gap at Jonatech? So Jonatech was recently launched. Before Jonatech came in, it was the Colonist Report, is around environmental climate issues across the global south. So we recently, looking at the issues around AI, we recently carved out Jonatech. That was November, and so far we have trained 45 people. Since November, we started last month. And what we are doing now, how we are bridging this gap, we are training journalists, educators around how to use AI technology in their work. And we're also looking for finding better AI solutions. Good enough, this conference, we've seen a few people we've talked to around their AI solution. We are finding a better AI solution that is cheaper for them to use. If you look at, I don't know if some of you know him, Web Andrew is works with Whitespace. Whitespace is one of the AI solution working. I think they built a platform for the UK government, and they are happy to give. He came in to train the people who will be our trainees or our participants, and they're happy to. In fact, they have just given them some 1 month. We are still talking about 1 month and 2 weeks free usage of Whitespace, and that is the kind of thing we are doing. And further, we are still advocating, which is why I'm here today, advocating for inclusion. I've been speaking when I go to platform around AI technology and developers are talking. I talk about focus more on inclusion, offline tools. We are still advocating. So, and our current aspect now, what we are currently focusing now, we are building, developing an AI solution that will encompass all these challenges we have seen. It's still in progress. So hopefully maybe next day when we come back from come for Open UK, you might see what we've done so far. That is what we are doing now. Now, when we talk about, some of us are developers, some of us have our own companies, some of us are working with big organizations or maybe startup, and you may be wondering about, okay, Frida has mentioned these issues, these challenges that they've seen with people from the global side using local AI solutions. Their challenges. What are those steps that we can take? These are the steps that we've seen that developers could work with. They could, they could engage local community. We talk about getting more models or languages. You might not have the language, like I mentioned, Igbo, Yoruba, for instance, the other language, the local language, for instance, that are already there. You may not have the data set, but when you work with local communities, or in fact, I just give Nigeria as an instance. In Nigeria, there's a particular group that is, I think they have it in different states too. But then in my state, I'm from the River State, the Niger Delta, we are the Shell base. Yeah, but I live in London, yeah. They have some local groups, yeah. They have books, they have software, they have things that developers can use to train and build their model. I give you an instance. I have from Ijo, I'm from Okrika, so I use ChatGTP. I asked ChatGTP if he knows the Okrika language. He said yes, he knows. I said, okay, that's good, because basically what we've seen two Igbo, this, that's okay. Now I use just simple stuff that has to be good morning in my language. I said, what does it mean? He said that what ChatGPT told me that is how are you? I said, no, this is not correct. I asked again, okay, so how are you? They said, how are you? He said, this is how are you? I used it in my own particular language. He said, what does it mean, Okrika? He said, he now told us, that said that he's telling you, I hope you're good. No, that's the way he put it, which is definitely wrong from what it is in my own particular language. So if we work with people from local areas, communities, people who are, there are a lot of data set that we can use to build our AI system. But because we don't know, we are, okay, when I was speaking with Andrew was talking about three, the Igbo, Yoruba, Hausa as what they know. I say, no, that I don't even speak this language. So because most of us don't know that there are certain languages that in Nigeria, we all think that is Igbo and Yoruba or Hausa that are there. We may not think that, we may not have the knowledge of, okay, let's go and look for more languages. So now that you've known, engage more local people to get the data, and also design it in a way that it will be offline. Good enough, today I was happy. I was speaking with a few developers here, or companies, startups too, and he said, okay, that their tool is offline. And I was happy, I said, yeah, it's good. But then the issue is that when you have offline, I even do a prompt with ChatGPT. When I asked ChatGPT, what is can I use you offline? He said, yes. What is the process? And he gave us a very long process. But most people in the global south may not know that, okay, if they are using ChatGPT, they can use it offline, for instance. So when we are bringing these tools, we should also go as far as ensure that we can also inform people or train people, or maybe work with local community, just train you. If you train one person, you will be shocked that you go further. That one person will go further and train thousands of people. For instance, if you work with us as people, Jonathan, who is working with local community, will go further and use that same knowledge and train hundreds of people, and they too will go further and go down to their community. That is another pattern of working with getting this information down to them, and also create affordable solutions. We understand that AI systems are very expensive. We also understand that. And I try to build an AI model for my own organization. I use ChatGPT. I was shocked after buying the token. This little prompt I used just to check to ensure that what I've used it for, what I'm building, is correct. The charges it gave us was too much. Yeah, it was too much. So I understand that AI solutions is always expensive. And good enough, we have open source tools that we can use to leverage or we can help us. So let's see how we can use or how we can build tools that we can be cost effective, reduce price so that people in the global south can use it. For instance, now ChatGPT is selling $24, if I'm not mistaken, for dollar USD. People like Whitespace are taking about 15 or 20, if I'm not mistaken. So if you come up with your solution, for instance, they have something like 5 or 10, for instance, just give for instance, now, below what is already in the market, you don't know, you even make gain more than people who are selling £224, because in Africa they're looking for a lot of solutions. They're looking for cheaper ones, and many of them who have this, knowledge or who want to use it, they have the money but they don't know how to use it. When we did our training, we usually give survey and ask them the kind of their capacity of knowledge around AI technology. And the level we see, that's why some of them are working with private universities who pay them higher, yet it is very low. So when you bring out these tools, you also stand advantage of also even making more profit. And finally, which I've talked about, partnership. You build all these tools, you make it, you reduce the prices. If you don't partner with people who take the information out to tell them that this is the cost, and to do comparison of what they are, what is already invoked, you may not go, you may not get your, you may not even reach the people you are targeting or even make the profit. So partnership is very, very important. I'll just talk briefly about ethical. A lot of times, we even talked about here about ethical, addressing the biases around AI technology. When we build this AI technology, well, when we've put all the issues around, the challenges we have seen, and then we don't balance our model, it becomes a problem. We've all seen that ChatGPT, a lot of people were talking about how they did not balance their model. There's so much criticism about it, but coming up and trying to cover that gap and cover the biases will help people understand, or people in the global who are using your model, the bias which are, you can also include the local language that is not there also. You can also, almost done?
Yeah.
How many minutes?
We're a little over, so.
Oh, okay.
If you, I mean, just
that's just, let me just conclude.
Yeah. No
so
rush.
yeah, so my call is just for us to be produce offline tools or tools that can be accessible and fair, and also work with policy makers, also with local group, and that is it. Thank you.
Thank you so much.